Peter Gutwein is about to be sworn in as the Tasmanian Premier. These are live pictures of him about to be sworn in there. The former Treasurer was elected unopposed, replacing Will Hodgman, who stood down last week for family reasons. Mr Gutwein has held a press conference outlining his vision for Tasmania's future. He says everyone should have access to the opportunity itself. These, as I said, these are live pictures. We are actually going to take a little listen in.
To welcome you all to Government House. This afternoon, Mr Hodgman tendered resignation of his commission to form government and tendered his resignation as Minister for Tourism, Hospitality and Events, Minister for Trade, Minister for Advanced Manufacturing and Defence Industries and Minister for the Prevention of Family Violence. Before resigning, Mr Hodgman recommended that Mr Gutwein be commissioned to form government. Mr Gutwein accepted the commission to form government. Mr Gutwein recommended that I accept Mr Hodgman's ministerial portfolio resignations, and I have accepted that advice. The Premier then recommended that he be appointed as Minister for Tourism, Hospitality and Events, Minister for Trade, Minister for Advanced Manufacturing and Defence Industries, and Minister for the Prevention of Family Violence. I then commissioned him as Premier and appointed him to the respective portfolios. It now remains for him to be sworn into office as required by law. Mr Gutwein, please step forward. Mr Gutwein, having been appointed as Premier of Tasmania, Minister for Tourism, Hospitality and Events, Minister for Trade, Minister for Advanced Manufacturing and Defence Industries, and Minister for the Prevention of Family Violence, I invite you to swear and subscribe the oath required by law.
Your Excellency, I, Peter Carl Gutwein, do swear that I will faithfully execute the office of Premier, Minister for Tourism, Hospitality and Events, Minister for Trade, Minister for Advanced Manufacturing and Defence Industries, and Minister for the Prevention of Family Violence. So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Very good. Well.
Yes.
That brings the ceremony to a close, then.
Yes, good. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you for coming along.
Peter Gutwein there being sworn in as the Premier of Tasmania after today being elected unopposed as the Liberal leader, replacing Will Hodgman, of course, who stood down last week for family reasons. Earlier on today, he outlined his vision for Tasmanians' future. He was due to face off with rival Michael Ferguson in a secret ballot to decide the party's next leader. But Mr Ferguson said that after speaking with his colleagues after the weekend about this leadership of the Liberal Party, he decided not to stand as a candidate. So repeating that news there, Peter Gutwein has just been sworn in as Tasmania's new Premier, and a cabinet reshuffle is expected later this week.